Hey, I am Dragonfly Jones, aka America is Musty.
I am the Jethro Jenkins, aka John.
I'm Gardy B, and this is the Jenkins Jonez YouTube channel. We've got fresh YouTube exclusives dropping every week. Like and subscribe so you make sure you get everything in your feed.
Well, we opened up with the resolution of the cliffhanger between Jimmy and Chelsea. Ooh. Tyler, was this the moment we needed of seeing Chelsea, seeing the comeuppance delivered? Did the chickens come home to roost?
Oh
Bro,
shit!
Chelsea.
It was a hell of a cliffhanger, right? Because we saw the sparks that were kind of there between her and Trevor during the little River House party, and they left on the cliffhanger where Jimmy asked her, are you still all in? Are you still ready to take this leap? And it looked like she was kind of contemplating, like, I might have to say something, but we basically get to that point, and she says, yeah, she's ready to take the leap, and Jimmy's like, oh, that's cool, because I'm definitely not. Which was just a wild way to get up to that point. Like, for one, they had a fucking date at an amusement park, bro, at Carowinds, right? Which is like North Carolina's state amusement park. Kind of like their version of Six Flags, to give you some perspective there. So they had a fucking incredible date there. It looked like y'all are on roller coasters, eating cotton candy and funnel cakes and shit. And the whole time you were telling this woman, I am not marrying you. It was just a wild way to go about it. I don't know if the producers coordinated that. I don't know if that was Jimmy's idea, but taking someone on an amusement park date to tell them. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had the whole amusement park to themselves.
Yeah. And then to tell them that, yo, I don't want to marry you. That's just a wild way to go about things.
It was like a double cliffhanger. It was like, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, she hit her.
The old Dipsy dude.
He hit her with the boomerang, like, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? You thought anyway, but like, dog, I didn't realize. I laughed when it happened. I laughed, and Rhonda's like, you are so. I'm like, I guess I'm a hater, bro. I guess I jumped in with Tyler. I'm a hater. I love seeing bad things happen to bad people. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? And she was the worst. She was manipulative as hell. And he threw her a little, I got a little manipulation for your ass too. We gonna have a little fun before I get your ass the boot. You know what I mean? And he called her out on all the bullshit that he was, like, he really made her deal with, how he felt about all the shit that she had done over the time period. Like, she was getting off kind of easy. Like, she was like giving him the puppy dog eyes and skating past. And he was like, nah, I've been thinking about this and fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? And good for him, bro. I think it was an asshole move, and I don't support asshole shit. But in this case, like I said, I laughed. It didn't feel, like she got something happened to her that she didn't deserve. You know what I mean?
I mean, he didn't leave her at a restaurant with her mom with no ride home or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had
a ride home. She probably had to catch an Uber, like.
But I'm just saying, it's like there's asshole stuff where you're like, you're a bad person, and there's asshole stuff that's within the bounds of reality television. It's like,
right.
Y'all had a whole amusement park to yourself. Maybe he just fucks with roller coasters.
I think he approached it in the same way he approached relationship. I think like he knew he wasn't gonna fuck with her, like, but he was like, like I said, that thing had that grip on him. You feel what I'm saying? They was behind closed doors, just probably doing backflips and somersaults and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And he was I'm gonna milk this shit a little bit. And I think he did the same thing with the breakup. Like, we gonna have us a good date before we get the fuck up out of here, bro. You know what I mean?
Listen, so. I think people's dislike of Chelsea is making them side a little bit with Jimmy here. But I think it was flat out a dickhead move. It's no way around it, bro. To take a woman on a amusement park date. Like, what says more, I love you, I want to be with you forever, than having a fucking amusement park to yourself. Y'all are riding on roller coasters. Like, there's a screenshot of them on the roller coasters with their hands. I'm like, wee.
You're armpit to armpit with this person.
Right? Right? And then take her, and then y'all were probably eating from the same cotton candy spool, and then you take her and sit her down at dinner and tell her you want no parts of marriage with her. It was a dickhead move by Jimmy. Like I said, I don't know if it was his plan or the producers or whatever. But like I said, I think our dislike of Chelsea is blinding us a little bit here on how much of a dickhead move that was by Jimmy.
For sure.
But
also that's
ride,
legitimate.
I think the ride she took him on, he brought her on. Like, this is an example of what the fuck I've gone through. this is the roller coaster of bullshit I've been riding with your ass. And now I'm gonna take you on a real one and get you the hell up out of here.
You see what Jackson's missing? We got the pathetic fallacy, we got symbolism, we got all kinds of literary devices in this shit. Jackson's just out there fucking reading The Beautiful and the Damned, man.
but yeah, man. So I feel like, yeah, it was an asshole move, but like Mike's pointed out, I think it was within the bounds of reality television. And also, like, we saw the relationship. That was nothing compared to what he was going through dealing with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I think the other thing I would say, that what I actually thought was, to be honest with you, a bigger asshole move than, like you said, it's probably like the producers are probably like, okay, this is the date we got planned, and that we want y'all to have dinner and say yes or no at the end of it. And he probably was just like, cool, like, sounds good. And I know what I'm going to say at the dinner, but like, let's go do it or whatever. I actually thought the bigger asshole move he made was asking her first, so that she could potentially say no, and he wouldn't have to do it. I actually thought that was I am
niggas
familiar with your game moment, bro, for sure.
Niggas want to get broken up with. We don't want to do the breaking up. You feel me?
That's not just relationships. That's me with a freelancer I've been trying really hard to give a bottom rung of the ladder to. This, like, you know, call him up like, so how do you feel like this is going? You know what I mean?
Bro, and it was...
Is this stressing you? Are the deadlines stressing you out a little bit too much?
Do you like it here?
And it was just...
What do you want to do?
And also his reasoning, bro. He was like, you know, you kept saying Johnny and Amy were the strongest couple out of everyone. Like, who gives a fuck about that? Like,
that's lame as hell.
Like, yeah, you're just looking for an out at that point. And two, he went back to the whole moment about, you know, when she violated his trust and told the whole fucking
that was real to me.
I thought that was legitimate.
That was real enough. That was real enough.
I thought that was legitimate as fuck.
But my whole thing is we hated how Chelsea pulled the whole, yeah, I'm cool if you go out, and then she wasn't in the long run. If Jimmy pulled the same shit here, where he said he was fine with it, you know, they're moving past it, but he couldn't let it go. Like, it's the same shit, bro. It's the same fucking shit.
I think in the moment he was like, you know, this happens in real life, where like she's talking to him, she's like, you're like, okay, like. I don't think he said he's fine with it. I think he was like willing to try to work past it. And he really thought about it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, fuck this shit, bro. This is some bullshit. You know, like he thought about it that night, came back, she gave him the puppy dog eyes, and he's looking at her and he's like, oh, you know, I'll try to work through it. And then when he really thought about it, like, yo, this is some bullshit, bro. Like, and on top of all the other things, like they were by far the most volatile of all the groups. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, and so he started like, you know, doing the math. And so, like, he was pointing out the issues he had. I think the whole they're the strongest couple shit, lame as hell for sure.
Yeah,
but I think his decision had a ton of valid points that supported why he did that. So yes, but I don't think it was as asshole as, you know, you feel, Tyler. But I think being that we have the context, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that, but I also think it's like it just became clear that it was like she really violated his trust. I think I'm with you. I think it could have been a legitimate, like, okay, let's see if we can get it through. But then when, you know, they started talking about it, she immediately did the same shit of like, you messed up too. You know what I mean? Like he's looking at her like she does not understand why I'm upset or the level of trust that she violated. And if she doesn't understand that, you know, like he said to her, it's like 2 weeks ago, you say you didn't think I loved you. And now you're going to act like super heartbroken that we're not getting married, because in her head, that's a normal argument. And to him, he doesn't want to live with that kind of and I totally understand where he's coming from on that. I think like I will say my empathy jumped out of me a little bit when she was breaking down afterwards. Cause you're like, this is real. I mean, like Tyler promised us about this show. This is real shit. Like for a reality show, this is a young person who's been divorced and who fucked this one off too. Who's like, damn, like she needs to sit down and get into therapy and figure some shit out, bro. You know, like, and that shit, you could just feel the weight of that shit on her. Like, damn, I got broken up with at Carowinds. Like, fuck, bro.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm gonna sound like an asshole because I chuckled during that scene.
I laughed.
Listen, I was like, bro, I was like, you are breaking down, crying under a roller coaster by the bumping cart bins. Like, this is not a real life situation, bro.
Bro, I want her to like have a whole tantrum. Just start rolling on the ground. Lean all the way in, bro. That would make, you know what I mean? That's what I needed.
But yeah,
Go ahead,
but
go ahead.
I for sure think it's an asshole move. Breaking up with your girl at an abandoned amusement park, that's some super villain shit. That's some shit Joker would do to Harley Quinn, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just cannot rock with that.
But she was Harley Quinn, nigga. That's the thing, bro. She got what she deserved. And it's like, if it was like,
This is like one of Joker's goons breaking up with Harley Quinn.
Right. If it was Clay or something that did that shit, I'm like, no, nigga, get this, guillotine, nigga. Death penalty. You feel me? But no, bro, like this one, she was particularly manipulative. You feel me? And I just like, bro, I just can't. Also, one thing I want to point out, we'll talk about this a little later, but watching manipulative people on television is like, when you're in the moment, it feels like passive aggressive, and you kind of like, should I get my issue, or are they, am I tripping, or like, if a nigga do it, should I punch this motherfucker, or like, am I tripping? But like on television, you can't get away with manipulation. That shit is so blatantly obvious. But anyway, she was manipulative. She got a little bit of a taste of her own medicine. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like.
The TV show format is a black light for passive aggressiveness and manipulation.
You feel me?
Sure.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Like you cannot get away with that shit. It is so blatantly obvious.
And I'm gonna say this: Chelsea met her match with Jimmy. That motherfucker can argue. Like that one line he gave her when they had that part in the argument where he was like, well, I know this. I know you could trust me to not tell your deepest, darkest secrets to the world. And she's like, what's your deepest, darkest secrets? That you fucked your friend? And he says, right here. And this shit made me yell, woo, out loud. He said, go ahead and keep reaffirming why I'm making the right decision. I was like, God damn. I was like, stop the fight.
He was like Mayweather, that motherfucker. He was goddamn, you feel me? Hey, that nigga,
Hey, that motherfucker, that motherfucker's nice with the argue. He need to audition for the Bear or something, because that motherfucker can argue, dog.
I think the thing is, he argues from a place of like logic. She's arguing from a place of emotion. And when you come with just emotion, nigga, like, they are very valid, but they oftentimes don't make sense. And they're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
she flat out said that shit. Like when Jimmy was like, so what's your excuse for, just embarrassing my friend when I thought we had that and we discussed that in college. She was like, my emotions. I was like, come on, bro.
And emotions should be validated, but they can't be excuses to fuck up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I understand
and pull
you
other
that,
people
and
in your
do
shit
that,
too.
but you can't you can't fuck up with the fuck I got going on or take your emotions out on me. There's no fucking room for that shit. You can have them, but you need to deal with them in a healthy.
Well, it hadn't even occurred to her when he said, I was upset not because of me, but because of her. That had not even occurred to her.
Right.
So that's where he's looking at her like, so here's the two things I know about you. When you get emotional, everything's going to go out the window and you're going to be abusive or you're going to, be manipulative, all this other shit. And number two, you're always fucking emotional. So
right.
like I'm signing up for that every day. Like that's not going to happen, bro. And I want to be clear because John said it was like emotion versus logic. That can be used as like a stereotype about men and women. I think men are typically much more emotional.
Way more emotional.
Than
we
women,
just don't know it. We're just unaware
arguments.
Of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, or because the emotion comes out as anger or whatever, and so they're masking that that it's an emotional reaction. In this instance, though, I think that's absolutely true. Every move she made was out of the emotions of her own insecurity or out of not being able to handle, dealing with that insecurity, I guess. Everything he did was that, like, what your therapist teaches you to do. Take the moment, choose your reaction, and like it was pretty reasoned. Now, I agree, like he has some
I'm not pro Jimmy. I don't think I think he's a goober.
But in the way he was responding to her, he was better than I would have been on a lot of his responses.
Like I would have wanted to get my issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a couple times, you know what I'm saying? And
it would have been a fuck you too for sure out of me at some point in that conversation.
I don't think I would have been, not those words, but yes, that action. Yeah, where I'd have been like, called her out on some shit in a particular way. But yes, I think he handled it in a very good way. But yeah, G, I don't know. I can't find it in myself to feel any sympathy for her. You know what I'm saying? She got exactly what she deserved, being how she operated. Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, these are the train wrecks that I like to see. Two people who are terrible for each other.
That was great. That was great. Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet.
Bron and the Lakers are looking a little better, so I'm excited to see how they do coming out of All-Star break with some big games against the Warriors and the Suns coming up.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Jenkins, Jenkins. The crown is yours.